My name is Jake, welcome to the channel. Given everything that is going on in the world today, I wanted to take a moment and share with everyone a few of the thoughts that I've been having regarding the topics, regarding the things that are happening in the world. There's always been conflict. There's been conflict in the world before you and I were born, and there will be conflict when you and I are gone. I think looking at the current circumstances of what's going on in the world, there's a lot of things that put a smile on my face, and there's a lot of things that really make me sad. And being a new father, being a new dad, makes me frightened about the future of what could potentially happen to my little baby boy. Growing up, I always thought about myself, getting a job, looking out for myself and, putting me first. Being a new dad, being in the situation that I'm in now, it's really opened my eyes to there's much more to life than just looking out for yourself. And when I ponder on times in my life when I was happiest, it was when I was giving and helping others. When you're volunteering, when you're supporting somebody and helping somebody else who's, not in the position to help themselves, it's one of the most rewarding feelings that I personally have ever felt. It sparks the topic of this video, donating your dividends to helping those in need. Now, whether it's your dividend income that you're donating or your time or something else, really the key message that I'm trying to convey here is helping those in need. And how you help someone in need can look differently depending on the circumstances, depending on the situation. When I look at my own life and I think about over the last couple of years, it's always been about me. It's been about me getting the next new job, me getting the next pay raise. How can I better my life? When I look and hear how other people in the world are being impacted, it really is a humbling experience when you really take the time to think about others. And on this fire journey to financial independence, it's really just been about us. How do we put ourselves in the best position possible so that my wife and I can retire earlier? I've noticed that the more and more I think about it, that's been something that's been missing in my life, is that, giving back to others, helping others. And if you're on the pursuit for fire and you're looking to reach financial independence, you're probably in a similar situation where you're thinking about, how can I help me? How can I put myself and my family in the best position possible? And I don't think that there's necessarily anything wrong with that. But I think, when you really take a step back and understand that there's a lot of other things going on in the world that you may be in the position to help more than you even know it. And so that's what this video is all about, and how we can help other people and how we can leverage our dividends for good, right? That's what it's about. How can we use our dividends to help other people? And with that, I want to share with all of you how my wife and I are trying to make an impact for the better. And by sharing this, my hope is really just purely to hope to inspire you to take action and maybe look at your own circumstances and see what you can do to help another person. Whether that's somebody across the globe in Ukraine, maybe that's somebody in your neighborhood, maybe that's someone in your family, whatever it may be. The purpose of this is to help inspire you to use your dividends for good, right? Use your resources, your financial well-being to help other people. And so what my wife and I are going to do is we're going to be donating all of our dividends that we received in the month of February to a family in need miles and miles away in Ukraine. And so if I look at the dividends that we received here for the month of February, and if I add them up here in M1 Finance, including the dividends that are yet to come here from Nusi, at the end of the month, we will be donating roughly $1,200 to a family in Ukraine here this week. I think that we all know somebody on a personal level who is in need of help, whether that person be in Ukraine and the conflict going on there, or it be somewhere in another part of the world, or maybe, your next door neighbor. I think there comes a time where everyone needs help. And right now, it's very, very clear that the people of Ukraine need help, and we're not able to go over there and use our hands and really just help them in a physical way, but we can help them maybe in a different way. and providing the resources that they need to go to safety or to get to safety. And so with that, Kara and I, we really want to introduce one of her friends of someone that is in dire need, who is in Ukraine and that is in this situation, that is in Ukraine but is looking to get out but doesn't have the financial resources to do so, is really just at her wit's end trying to figure out how she's going to survive and what she's going to do next. So with that, I think, Kara, do you want to talk a little bit about Julia, your friend, and the situation that she's in?
Yeah, for sure. So I met Julia sometime in 2020 over a hobby that we're sharing. We're both hobby writers or aspiring writers. She more than I am. She has like ambitious goals. She's writing this amazing science fiction story right now. She did until recently, when she still had time to like focus on things like that. So we met over Instagram by chance, but we have stayed like immediately had this connection and then just stayed in touch ever since. We like meet weekly for 3 hours to like write together and just joke and talk and all that. So she's a really dear friend, like close to my heart. So it's just heartbreaking to see what's happening. When she's not writing, she used to be a school director. She had to lay off all her staff. The school is closed. I was just on the phone with her today. The school might be closed indefinitely because they just don't know what's happening. All of her family lost their jobs, so no one is able to provide income right now. She has a sister, she has a mom, she has a sister and a brother-in-law. They have 2 little kids, 2 little girls that they need to provide for. I think her brother, I might misquote her, but her brother-in-law just had surgery, so he can't even do anything, he can't like provide in any way. The only one aside from her that is able to still work is her husband, who is in the local politics, and he is on the ground helping the people there. I don't know if he's in active fighting, but he is distributing the resources that the city has and make sure that the locals have, what they need to survive, hour by hour, day by day. And so she's, trying to keep afloat with a couple of translating jobs to earn some money, but it's just not enough to support her entire family. So she also has a cat that she loves so much, and she's right now waiting for buses to come into her city and get her to safety. She might not be even able to take her cat with her, which is heartbreaking to just think about. I mean, we all know how close to our hearts, cats and dogs can be. So yeah, that's her situation. And in addition, here's a video that she sent me earlier today, just talking about the situation, and a tiny piece of that we would like to share with all of you.
I am astonished by, I think in the last 3 days, my whole, it feels like I've lived like 20 more years. I feel like these days were longer than my whole childhood, and I've learned so much about what matters in life and what doesn't. And I really treasure friends like you, and because there are, these moments just are defining to see who is, like what's important. And I don't think that I would just mentally cope without help and support and just encouragement and just even hearing about people's normal lives, because that's like my favorite hobby now, to read about my friends' lives and just have a hope that, like, it's just a reminder that normal life exists, and the war's not going to be forever.
It was almost heartbreaking. We were talking to her today, and she was in her tub with her cat in anticipation for the next attack. And so you just kind of put yourself in that position where you're thinking, how bad must it be if you have to go hide in your tub with your cat just waiting? And so this is obviously just one example of the horrors that are going on in the world. It's not just unique to what's going on in Ukraine. There's evils all around in the world. And I don't think, Carol, you and I, we don't know the situation well enough to really give a stance on one side or the other. All I know is that human beings are being impacted, regardless of their political or their other biases or opinions. The fact of the matter is someone is in a tub fearing for their life, right? Like that's what this comes down to. And we're not able to support them or support Julie in this case any other way other than financially. And so that's why we want to do everything that we can. And that's why, donating our dividends for good, where this idea came from. And so whether it be you're supporting Julie or, somebody else that in a similar situation, or just in general, I think that's what makes dividend investing so special, is it empowers people to be in the position to help others. As I mentioned earlier, we're going to be donating all of the dividends that we received from the month of February to Julie and her family. And we invite all of you to consider doing the same in some fashion or another. Whether you're supporting Julie or if you're supporting some other cause, we just invite you to think about, giving to others and giving back. And if you would like to donate to Julia and her family, we will leave a link in the description below. It's a link to a donation here on Square. We were trying to find a way to make it so that we could donate directly to her. Unfortunately, in the Ukraine, they don't have access to PayPal. And so they really only can work on a wire transfer basis. And so we've been trying to fiddle around with how we could get the money directly to her. And we found that the easiest way to get the money to her is through a wire transfer. But we're not able to gather, we're not able to make it so that you can send the wire transfer directly. It just made a lot more sense to create a donation link, and all of the money that is donated through the link below, we will then wire transfer directly to Julia. And what I'm hoping to do is next week, I will do kind of a live stream, or I'll record a video live of all the money that was donated. We will then share a video of all the money that we're going to be transferring to her so that there's 100% visibility on what we're doing with the money. So this is really important to us. We don't want, anyone to have the feeling, okay, what's going on with the money, because we know that there's a lot of shady things out there in the world, especially opportunists, people taking advantage of a situation like this when it comes to donations. So all of the money, given the circumstances, the donation link will be in the description below. And all the money that is, gathered from the donations, we will then transfer here next week, and we will make it very, very public what we're doing and all the money that's being transferred. So as I mentioned, we're going to be donating $1,200 from the dividends that we received here in February, and we invite you to donate as well as, as you're able. And to make it super easy on you, if you do want to use the QR code here, you can pull out your camera and you can scan the QR code here with your phone, and it will pull up a link directly to the donation website where you can donate to Julia and her family. And if you would like to learn how to help in addition to, supporting Julia, if you want to help other efforts around Ukraine, I'll leave a link to this website in the description below. It's how you can help donate to the Ukrainian relief efforts that are going on, and you can check out other different fundraisers that are available if you're interested. I love this quote by Winston Churchill. We make a living by what we get, and we make a life by what we give. I've noticed I'm happiest in life when I'm around people that, I care about, when I'm healthy, when things are going well in my life. But I've noticed I'm the happiest when I'm able to give back and help others. And that's what this is all about. It's about helping others. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Stay safe, and we'll catch you in next week's video.
You know what? I think we're gonna be friends. Can everyone say hi to my friend? That's crazy. I just wanted to say thanks. I'm glad you came along, partner.